Hey everyone, this is Mark from Fit for Performance. Today I'm going to talk to you about the basics of weight training. Get a lot of people asking me about weight training. They want to get started out. They're worried about doing it wrong and either resulting in an injury or not getting the results that they deserve. So today I'm going to make a video. I've got 8 points for you to just think about when you get into weight training, and hopefully after watching this video you should be able to know exactly what direction you're going in and preferably start weight training right away. So the first point here is don't think too much. So many people are obsessed with silly little things in the gym that are not necessary for you to worry about. And they're always worried about what kind of training is they're training right, and eventually they're not actually concentrating on the diet and the training that they should be taking part in. So their mind is somewhere else, and it's not a great idea. So the first thing is sit back and relax. Training is supposed to be, or at least should be fun. You should be enjoying it. If you're anything like me, your day off, your rest day, is the worst day of the week. So if you can get in that state of mind, you get really focusing on your weight training and don't worry about anything too much. Okay, so don't think too much. That's point number one. Okay, point number two. Okay, in point number one I said don't think too much. Point number two, I'm going to talk about safety a little bit. Safety I'm going to put into two categories here. The first one is start out slowly. When it comes to cardio, we can measure progress in weeks and months. When it comes to weight training, we tend to measure it much more on a yearly basis. It's building muscle and building strength for weight training naturally takes a very, very long time. So don't be in any crazy rush to get out there and get massive straight away. It's not going to happen, and the only thing that will happen is you're going to get an injury. So start out slowly, first month or so. Familiarize yourself with the gym, the equipment, how you feel after training. Just kind of observing your body. Do you have any joints that are causing you any problems? Is that something that a doctor can fix for you? Or is it something that maybe it's genetic, maybe your technique's a little bit wrong? So really just start out slowly and just see how your body reacts to the training. The second thing is your correct form. When you're weak, it's not just about how much weight you're lifting. The control is very, very different. What you'll notice is really strong guys, they're not just lifting big weights, they're lifting big weights well. They're lifting weights really smoothly with really good technique. People who are weak don't have the stabilizing muscles and they're kind of all over the place. So really try to get your form correct. When I first started weight training, I was picking up the pink girly dumbbells in the corner and, looking like an idiot. Meanwhile, my friends were arching their backs and doing all sorts of crazy things to the weights, and now I can outlift every single one of them. So get your form right. This will be very, very important for your safety. Okay? Point number three, train your whole body. I go to any gym. Bench press, someone's using it. Bench press, machine number two, someone's using it. Chest press, someone's using it. Chest flies, someone's using it. And another, the Smith machine, someone's bench pressing on it. Man, if I had $1 or £1 or €1, whatever currency you're in, for every time I saw someone doing chest more than once a week, I wouldn't be working anymore. I'd be on a beautiful island in the middle of wherever I decided to buy that island. It's insane. Train your whole body. If you're looking for aesthetics, like if you're bodybuilding, you want to train your whole body and you want to make sure that it's well balanced, okay? If you're not bodybuilding and you're looking to increase strength or power, again, you still need that balance. Your body doesn't enjoy being out of balance. Train your legs, okay? I'm not going to sit here and say legs increases testosterone, your whole body gets bigger with training your legs, because that's not really been fully proven, and it doesn't matter. What I do notice, those guys who train their legs tend to be a lot stronger, and I guess it's because they're taking the training more seriously. So train your whole body, okay, not just your chest and arms. That's point number three, all right? Point number four. When you start out, there are a lot of different training programs you can undertake. Some guys will tell you to do a full body 3 times a week. Some guys will tell you to do pushing movements twice a week and pulling movements twice a week. You got 3-day body splits. You got a lot of different techniques for you to pick. That it's kind of up to you which one you want to take. My advice, if you're a natural trainer and you're looking at getting into your training to take it quite seriously, would to be weight training 3 times a week. Okay, you don't need to go much more than that. your body will definitely get much, much stronger with only 3 times a week. And each time you train, you should only be training for about an hour. Definitely not more than an hour and a half, okay? Now, your 3-day split might look something like this. Again, you can kind of mix around with it. Monday, just do your legs, your biceps, and maybe your abs. Tuesday, take off. Wednesday, chest and triceps. Thursday, maybe put in some cardio. Again, whenever you're weight training, always make sure you've got some cardio in there. Your body's going to take on a little bit more muscle mass, and it's good to have a nice strong heart to pump the blood around. Friday, back and shoulders. Okay, some people might not want to put back and shoulders together because it's 2 pretty big muscle groups. I found that worked really well for me. I never really worked my shoulders too much because they naturally were pretty big and got hit from many other types of training. Anyway, Saturday, take it off, rest day. And then on Sunday, you maybe do some cardio. Again, you can move these days around. I love training at the weekends. I've got so much more time. I can go out and smash cardio for hours. It's great. But, you know, it's up to you, up to your schedule. But with your weight training, when you're doing this, make sure that you don't preferably, especially if you're a skinny guy, okay, try not to put too many big muscle groups in the same workout on the same day. You're not going to have enough energy to get through that workout, trust me, okay? So some guys are doing their legs, back, chest, and everything in one day. If you're naturally skinny and you're trying to stack on some weight, you might hear about these full body workouts. I've never seen anyone really do that well from them because you just don't have enough energy to work through it. But you know what? If you do have enough energy and you find it works for you, awesome, keep it up. Again, whatever works for you, okay? I would just advise 3 days of weight training, do a split like that, okay? Number 5. Okay, so how many repetitions and sets should you be doing? Again, this is really, really goal dependent. I'm going to assume most people who are on here are not powerlifting. If you're powerlifting, you know, your schedule is going to look very, very different to the one I gave in point number 4 there. That's much more of a bodybuilding, sort of to gain some size and some power. So this one here, I'm assuming you're here to gain a little bit of mass. If that's the case, doing about 3 or 4 exercises per muscle group. So for example, if you're doing your legs, do 3 or 4 things. So you can do maybe some squats, some lunges, some leg press, and maybe some leg extensions and even some hamstring curls, okay? Do 3 sets. You hear guys doing 4 sets when you're beginning. You don't need to. 3 sets is just enough. So 3 sets and keeping about the 10 rep range, okay? So maybe what you really want to do, right, is if you're shooting for 10, when you get to 10, maybe try and push out 12. If you're shooting for 8, try and push out 10. Because it's those last sort of 3 to 4 reps that are really making the difference between you gaining a lot of muscle mass or just kind of strengthening yourself up a little bit. So it's pushing yourself that extra little bit. Again, however, when you're in the first sort of month or 2, don't be pushing yourself too hard, okay? When you do this, I really want you to focus on the big muscle groups, the big movements we call compound movements. They involve generally speaking, more than one joint or lever. So for example, on day 1 on the schedule that I gave, you've got biceps, legs, and abs. Okay, you can put abs on, you can do that sort of 2-3 times a week if you want. I only ever did mine once a week. Really focus on your legs a lot more. Because your biceps, when you do your back and shoulders, your biceps are going to get hit. Again, on Wednesday when you got chest and triceps, don't be spending 40 minutes doing your triceps. It's a complete waste of time. Your triceps get hit when you're doing any pushing movement in your upper body. So really focus on the big power movements, okay? Really big power movements. Those are the ones that are going to stack on that mass, that size that you're looking for and get you that power that you need. Screwing around doing arm curls because you want biceps like Arnold Schwarzenegger is not going to work for you. Okay, so you really want to start out with just doing big power movements and spend very little time on the small muscle groups. You can also look at it like this. When you look at the size of your bicep and compare it to the size of the larger muscle groups, that's kind of an indicator as to how much time you should be spending on it. Although we all kind of want to have those big guns, so you got to kind of leave your ego at the door as well when you get training. Okay, number 6, cardio. I did put this in our training plan. I always do cardio, even when I was bulking up and I was in my weight training, was going crazy in my weight training, I always did cardio. Cardio is really good for you. You're going to get on a bit more muscle mass. Your heart's going to need to pump around the blood around your body. You're going to need a nice, strong heart. To be doing that, your lungs are going to be giving yourself a lot of oxygen. You're going to find yourself recovering faster between sets. Don't go crazy with your cardio if you're trying to gain on size, if you're trying to pack on some size, but you do need to have some cardio in there. It's always very good. Also really helps with your sleep and your mood. Okay, so lots of benefits. Number 7, sleep. Okay, you really need to look at the quality of your sleep. So a lot of people say 8 hours a night. I don't like to put an hour figure on it. I don't like to put like say 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours. I like to look at quality. I see some guys getting 10 hours sleep, but they're tossing and turning. They're getting up and peeing, and they call me up and they're like, Mark, I'm sleeping 10 hours, but I still feel drained. And then when I'm talking to them, they're telling me what's going on, and you're not sleeping for 10 hours. You're lying down for 10 hours. How long are you sleeping for? So really make sure you get a lot of sleep in. If you have trouble sleeping, don't have anything high in the glycemic index about 2 or 3 hours before you go into bed, at least 2 or 3 hours. No coffee after about midday. I know that sounds a bit crazy because sometimes you have some coffee and then you don't feel it 2 or 3 hours later, but trust me, it can still stick around in your system. About 2 hours before you go to bed, try to start switching off social media, TVs, any lights that are bright white lights, turn them off and turn on some lamps. Slowly get your body ready for bed, and about an hour before you go to bed, switch off everything, okay? And except for some lamps, and maybe spend some quality time with your family. You'll find when you do this, your body really slowly winds down, you get a good night's sleep, okay? If you're young, 18, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, don't worry about it, man. I guarantee you're sleeping pretty well, so keep it up. Okay, and the final point, point number 8, patience. Weight training takes a long time. A long time, okay? Again, as I said back at the beginning, we measure progress in like years, man. It takes a long time. If you're doing it naturally, especially, man, it takes a heap of time, okay? So don't start thinking you're going to get crazy big, crazy fast. It's not going to happen, okay? You really need to look at it as a long-term investment into your health, your physical appearance, and your performance, and kind of and you really need to enjoy the gym. If you're trying to get yourself off the couch and go to the gym and every day it's a fight, it's never going to work. I can tell you that right now. You'll look better for a couple of months, maybe even a year. It'll crash at some point. The system will break down at some point. You really need to find a way of enjoying it. And therefore, the patience factor comes in quite easily, because when you're enjoying it, you're not really waiting for something. Like when was the last time you went jet skiing and you were waiting for it to finish? You weren't, man. You were just enjoying it. So, try to make sure that you're enjoying it and keep a lot of patience, okay? Okay, that's it. 8 points for you to remember. Hopefully now you can walk away from this and really get into the gym, start training. If you're not sure about the positions and anything that's going on, you've probably got some guys at the gym who know what's going on, personal trainer. Unless your personal trainer's, just looking for the money, they will give you some time and they'll show you the correct movements and how to do it correctly and look over you. They won't set you out a whole program and give you food advice, but they'll let you know if you're doing it right. Check a lot of videos on YouTube. I'm going to have some more videos coming up, and they're going to show you the correct positions to do all your weight training. So once you check those out, worked out your schedule, which days do you want to train on, got everything ready to go, bang, go. And I hope you enjoy it, because it's a great investment, guarantee it. Okay, cool. If you've got any questions, or if you want to follow any more of my videos or updates, please go to my Facebook page, which is at www.facebook.com/fit4performance. Okay, got lots of tips and advice and things for you to follow. And every time I do a new video, I post it there, so you can make sure you don't miss any of my new videos. All right, cool. Take care, guys. Look after yourselves.